Mr. Mayor, earlier we were talking about PIP, personal injury protection.
Yes.
I had never heard of that term before. Are a lot of your clients that are from Kansas, are they aware that they even have an automatic $4,500 medical expense, no fault expense built in to their policies?
I think the answer to that is probably no. I think they probably first learn about it if the injury is serious enough that causes them to go to the hospital, the emergency room, and the emergency room personnel understand that if this is a Kansas accident, that they question and they look for the auto insurance of the driver, and so that's when people may become aware that they have that coverage.
So this is actually this could be huge because if I kind of hurt just a little bit, if I'm in Kansas and I get in an accident and I kind of hurt a little bit and I don't have health insurance, I don't want to, that's another bill I don't want to deal with because my car insurance is just the basic and I don't have any health insurance, and so I would tend to not go because I'm not aware of the fact that there's what's called PIP insurance built into my auto insurance policy, which you were just explaining a few minutes ago, the difference between Missouri medical protection and Kansas PIP. Could you explain that one more time? I think this is
well, in Missouri, insurers sell what's called MedPay, medical payment coverage. And I've seen it, and it's an option. It's not required by statute. The law doesn't require it. It comes in increments as low as $500 all the way up to, I don't know, $20,000, $25,000. And it's very inexpensive. I think $5,000 coverage is probably about $50 a year, maybe more. I don't know, but it is relatively inexpensive. But you have to ask for it. It doesn't come automatically. In Kansas, it's by statute, the lowest number is $4,500, and it's called PIP. It's personal injury protection, and you can also buy up. I mean, the highest I've seen in Kansas is $27,500. So that's just a question of how much coverage you want. But if you don't ask, you're going to have the $4,500 because that's required by statute. There are other insurance differences between Missouri and Kansas, but that's a significant one. Also, Missouri, both Missouri and Kansas insurance policies must provide by statute uninsured coverage. But in Kansas, they're required also to provide what's called underinsured coverage, whereas in Missouri, that's an option. You have to ask for it. You don't get it if you don't ask for it. And if you suffer a serious injury in an accident because of someone else's negligence and that person only had $25,000 coverage, you could well be in an underinsured situation. Say your injuries are $50,000 and the other driver only had 25, and if you don't have underinsured coverage, then there's no protection for you beyond the limits of that policy, effectively. I mean, you can go after the person, but I mean, if a person only has a $25,000 policy, they probably don't have a lot to protect, and going after them is kind of like drilling a dry hole. I mean, there's not much chance of recovering anything. So, but back to the PIP, yeah. People in Kansas, I don't know if they know they have it. I think they find out. Most of them find out when they go to a provider, and the provider asks them for their auto insurance information. So, why do they want to know that? The other thing is that what people have to understand is that by statute, the auto insurer in Kansas gets to subrogate, which means they get to recover what they've paid if there's a settlement. And they can't do that in Missouri because Missouri public policy is that they don't allow that an assignment of injury benefits like that. But Kansas, by statute, the auto insurer gets to recover what they paid. It's subject to the cost of recovery. So if there's an attorney involved, then the attorney, part of the attorney fee comes out of what would have otherwise been paid to the insurance company. So it really is a discount for the client, to make sure they get appropriate care, and then they don't have to repay all of that money.
Interesting. Lots of fascinating information. And again, this would be, because of the complexity, this would be another prime reason that to call and ask, especially if you've been involved in an accident and you want some, I don't want to say free legal advice, but if you have some questions and you want some answers, there's certainly, you're not going to charge somebody to answer the phone and at least guide them in the proper direction so that they're not in the dark.
No, if we can't, we're happy to provide answers to people. And if they don't think that we add value, that they don't want to hire us, then that's okay. You know, we're doing a good job. We obviously, you know, we've got a base of clients.
Yes.
And they come back, you know, and they refer their friends and families to us.
Yes.
So, you know, if somebody calls and you know, grills us with a bunch of questions and they're still not satisfied and don't think we can add value to their claim, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I witnessed it firsthand Friday evening with the gentleman that was quite happy leaving here. I don't know the details, and I don't want to know the details. It was awesome to be able to sit back and see the relief that he was experiencing right there. I mean, you could see the gratitude just. And as you were saying, this is your why. This is why you want to be able to help people.
Yeah.
I won't forget that Friday night. Just at the end of the, he was just so excited, elated. Again, thank you so very, very much,
All right.
and you have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for sharing all this information. For anybody that wants any of the information that we've discussed, or if they have any questions, I'll put the link below that you can click on to go to the website, and the phone number information of where you can get a hold of Mr. Mayer or Mr. Rosenberg and ask any questions that you might have.
We invite that.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Wes.
Yes, sir.